Thanks for having me out here. This is a lot of fun. I miss this.
And
Not live though. Live.
not live, but we're recording.
We're recording.
Guys, I am the Robin to his Howard Stern. I'm pretty much, my name is Papa Tony, as you may know. We got Kair. Kair, do you want to be known as Kair? Is there any other? Well, we usually call him Arthur Flanagan because of our Pathfinder game.
Yeah.
He plays that character very, very well.
As Cree watches this trigger.
Yeah, for real. Arthur Flanagan has popped up in our Pirates Pathfinder game.
Has he?
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
There's actual playable player characters that are still hunting him down. Of what Arthur Flanagan has done in the Pathfinder world.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's a miracle that Arthur Flanagan has not popped up in my Aftermath gaming sessions.
Him and Algren Skyrunner.
Oh well, Arthur Skyrunner has transcended every single universe possible because he can't just come up with a new name. And I'm glad we're mentioning him because he will be watching this video. He watches all of our YouTube videos.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah. So what you want to just?
I'm gonna go Kair.
Okay. We're gonna go with Kair, his government name, and we got Anthony. Just Anthony? Is that what you want?
I'll let you guys come up with a name for me.
Eventually,
as long as it's
The
appropriate.
bearded bastard.
BB.
I was calling you Anthony the Beard
Yeah.
but we'll just call him Anthony, I guess. I'm the one with the unique name, I guess, and Sean. Sean is Super Sean, by the way. But yeah, so all right, man. So we're going. So what we did was we had a video prior. We went live, Facebook Live, and we opened up the first 2 packs. You can see the HeroClix that we pulled.
Not this one.
Yeah. No, not the big one.
We got Skyscraper, Wonder Woman, just kind of
Guardian.
Just because the main reason we got this Wonder Woman today is because we sold Victor Gunn.
Franklin.
Because Franklin Von Doom, right?
Yeah.
Because if it weren't for that, he would be here, not that other one.
You guys really sold there.
Yeah, we did.
we sold it for like $50. I was kind of sad.
Right, it's a buyer's market right now. It's hard to sell.
Okay.
They're hard to sell right now. So Franklin Von Doom. I'm sorry. So we look. What we're going to be doing is always the first 2 booster boxes of all of our bricks will be Facebook Live. If you're not a subscriber to our Facebook Live, on the Facebook, look for us for Pillage and Plunder Gaming. It's the same logo that you see in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Follow us, and then the rest we'll be putting on the YouTube channel. All right, before we start.
Oh God!
Yes. Here, pick up those cards and just read out the pulls from the first 2 booster cards.
Yeah,
let's
let them know what we got.
We got the Wally West Flash as a team up card too. So that's a big one.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
We have another Flash, but this is a special Flash because this one right here is Lex Luthor in Flash's body.
What's the set number on it?
Oh wait, actually no, that's the regular one. It goes with the team up card. The other one you're talking about's in there still.
But I want you to also call out the set numbers on there.
Okay. I messed up. This is our Lex Luthor Flash, and the set number for this one is 003. And the other 2 right here are...
Should be 020.
020, and then the team-up one is 020.10.
Because there are 10 different, or I think there's 11 different team-up cards that you can get with the Flash. That's just one of 11.
And these team-up cards are kind of like their new way of, like the new ID.
They're kind of their new ID cards, but I think they're even better. Yeah. And they're a little more friendly.
It's cool. They're cool.
We got the John Stewart Green Lantern, which based off the card, he looks like a weird combination of Terry Crews and Damon Wayne.
I'll take it. I love both of them.
Yeah, me too. No, I already got dibs on the Green Lantern, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Then we got Dr. Tracy Simmons, who's a Star Lab scientist. I think that's what they...
Yep, just a generic. Oh, wait, she's not
that's
generic.
The generic one is right here.
Well, she's generic anyway.
This is a generic Star Lab scientist, or just any scientist.
Really?
We have Lex Luthor, but with Wally West in his body. So this one is the exact opposite of the Flash, we pulled that I was speaking
That would
earlier.
be set number 008.
I was not reading set numbers. My apologies.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I mean, we got the generic Star Lab. We got Tracy Simmons. You know, you guys will figure it out.
Shade right here, which from what I was told is a great character both in the show and for the game, with a set number of 049. So,
very good.
we have Supergirl, who Tony over here is foaming at the mouth trying to get this character.
Supergirl, man. I love Supergirl. They've done wonders with Supergirl over the years in the comics. You know, they've changed her up, her abilities up. They didn't want her to just be a female version of Superman.
Yeah.
She's really intense.
A very intense character.
The set number of 028.
And I want to say that she has more depth to her character than Superman.
She does, because she lived on Krypton like for a while. Like she grew up there.
Right.
So like the Earth is not her home like it is for Superman.
Then we have Amanda Waller here, who...
Ooh, she's so intimidating. She's so scary.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody loves to hate her. And you know what? I love who's the actor playing her?
She's she's a great actress.
Phenomenal.
It's like
Viola Davis.
Oh my gosh, Viola Davis.
I need to Google this though real quick just to make sure, because if we're saying her name wrong, then
I'm almost 100% sure
Me
that's
too,
what it is. And she is knocking it out of the park as Amanda Waller, and I can't wait for the next Suicide Squad movie.
So intimidating.
She is Amanda Waller.
But you know what? Let me tell you, Viola Davis, I love you first and foremost. If you're watching this, my wife loves you.
You're fantastic.
I don't think she's ever gonna watch this video.
Give me a call. You know,
I mean, she's amazing, man. Amazing and everything that she does. So they should have made her look like Viola Davis.
Yeah.
I guess it is the Justice League.
And then we have the man whose face cannot be read, being the Question. Those you don't get it.
Great character.
Yeah,
he is.
With set number 031A. What's up with the A?
The reason there's an A is because there's a B, and the B is a prime figure. The prime figures you only can play one prime figure, and they're normally harder to get, so they're a little bit increased in rarity.
And that could be in here?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So the Question, is that just what everybody knows him as? He doesn't really have a real name? Does he even know his real name?
He doesn't know his real name. There's some lore behind him in comic book history, like he doesn't know his own name, but he's an amazing detective. And like depending on which part you're reading, like sometimes he's like portrayed by Renee Montoya for a little bit. But the Question has been this person who doesn't know his own name. And in like in the early comics, he actually uses a serum to put this plastic thing over his face so you don't know like what he looks like. But then there's like another variation where he was like just cursed that way, and he was part of the like the Trinity of Sin, which was him and two other characters as well. But
the Question's always been a character that's been interesting to me due to being faceless.
Yeah,
I was always very confused by him. There was this old like game I play on my phone. It's a pixelated game where you'd have to name the heroes. Whenever he popped up, I'd have no idea who it was. So I should probably look into him some more because I am curious about him. He's the way you talk, it sounds like he'd be Batman's detective. Like he's that good.
Yeah, he is good. He is that good. All right, Tony, give me a number, any number 1 through 20.
I have people messaging me right now, and they're like, "Are you guys live streaming this on YouTube?" So a bunch of the people that are following us on Facebook are messaging me right now. I'm like, where is it? I'm trying to find the rest of this on YouTube. Guys, we're going to be,
Okay, he took too long. Give me a number.
All right, 3. You got a 3.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
Bam. That's what I'm going for. What about you, Kyer?
Give me a number, Tony.
Let's go 6.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There you go.
All right.
All right, I went first for the live stream. Would you guys still go check that out?
Let's flip it now. You go first now.
That's
All right. I feel good about this. I feel fantastic about this.
We got any Monster Hunter players out there who play the hunting horn? Maybe we'll get some boost from that one. Also, did you play the
It
Monster
opens
Hunter?
very easily, very easily.
Did you play World?
Yeah.
All right. So already, I see him. We got Static Shock.
Dibs.
Yeah.
Y'all take static from me. I'm done here. Y'all cannot take static from
We
me.
have a draft to do, so.
I know, but I'm just saying, man. I'm done here if
Now,
you take
I will
it.
tell you that in this snake draft that we will do, and we will be streaming it, guys, we'll be able to trade spots too. So
Okay.
if you really want Static Shock, you got to make an offer to whoever.
Might have to take.
What do we got rarity wise?
All right. Well, static is a rare. No super rare. No chase.
Okay.
Static is our highest one, and he's a rare, and that's okay because static is awesome.
So as of right now, we've only been pulling rares. We haven't pulled anything higher than a rare.
So the distribution in this is a little different, and that's okay. You know, sometimes that's what happens, but I know we still got some super rares to come.
And even if they're not super rares, I do see 2 different Batmans, and that excites me.
All right.
Batman. Oof, that is a nice looking Batman too.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go down the line. We got our common, uncommon, another uncommon, and a common. We'll leave static for last. Okay. So we got the Great Brain Robbery Lex Luthor. You're gonna have to check out our other video because we've already covered this guy. So I'm not gonna recover him. However,
Keep likes for likes. You guys
we do have
cards.
this uncommon Lex Luthor. He is actually Lex Luthor, and we got his team up card.
Oh,
Another team up card. That's our
what
second
number is
team up
that
card,
one?
guys.
So this is number 25, and we got his number 5 team up card, where he teams up with Ultra Humanite. He's
yo, we can pull Ultra Humanite from this.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Ultra Humanite.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's in here. So with an Ultra Humanite, if he's on the map with Lex Luthor can use mind control. Not bad. I mean,
That's really good.
Yeah.
it's something he can't normally do, so it's useful. He has the Injustice League traits. Roll a d6. If you get a 6, you can put a token on an opposing character. If it's 100 points or less, it's free. That makes it good.
So I like that aspect of it where if you're the Justice League, you take away tokens from your friendlies, but if you're the Injustice League, you're putting tokens on your enemies.
And
I like that.
They counteract each other very well.
Yes.
Custom-made Ray technology. That's his special attack power he has for all of his clicks. As a free action, you can choose one of these options. Penetrating Psychic Blast. That makes your range attacks do penetrating damage. Precision Strike. It'll make your damage do at least 1 to a character. Range Combat Expert. You can increase your attack or damage by 2 or 1 in both. Or you can give him improved targeting through hindering terrain. Lex Luthor can use the chosen power or ability this turn. So that gives him some options. He's got a 6 range with a running shot of 7. So that means he can move 4 squares, do a range attack for 6 squares away. That makes him a 10 square threat. He has the Superman enemy team ability, which gives him a situational outwit. The way that team ability works is he has to be adjacent to someone who also has a Superman enemy team ability, and the one of higher points can actually use outwit. That makes it
And
really.
outwit is a big deal in this game.
Oh, yeah.
I know Kier's a newer player. I'm a newer player myself, but I played years ago. Outwit is big. It's big, man. It's a great ability. You can take away,
You can take away their powers.
Any powers you want.
Okay, so I see.
Typically, you outwit the defensive power.
Yeah.
And then you smack them hard.
Yeah, outwit is great.
And then he has the Injustice League team ability. I didn't talk about this earlier, but what it does is when you do an attack, if you roll a 10 or 12 in your attack roll, I believe so, yeah. If you roll like a 10 or 12 in your attack roll, like a 10 through 12, so 10, 11, 12, then you can take a token off for yourself after the attack. So that makes him pretty useful. He has enhancement. He's not bad. He's 50 points, 5 clicks. I say he holds well for his point value. What do you think?
Yeah, for all he can do and for what range of abilities, both with the team up and without it, it makes him a pretty significant and strong character from what I'm hearing. And like Tony said, I'm still new, so learning outwit what it can do just now kind of helps me. I've been reading a bit of what these characters can do, but just kind of learning more as we go now really helps.
So I'm going to skip the uncommon really quick,
So-
go back to the common.
What separates these two Batmen?
Thank you for asking, kind sir. Well, here we have Justice League Batman. Good old faithful Justice League Batman, set number 5. A very nice Batman. And here we have Justice Lord Batman.
Oh, that
Finally get
Yeah.
Yes. They're great. They're both great. But let's talk about the common one first. So the common one, he has the Justice League Unlimited trait. Roll a d6, you get a 6, you can take a token off a friendly character with 100 points or less. Very useful. Now he has a special attack power that he has on his first 3 clicks. He starts off with a 12 attack, 3 damage per plex. But the special attack power is this. Opposing characters within 6 squares in line of fire using impervious, shape change, or super senses decrease their roll for these powers by -1. So if they have to roll a 5 or 6 to get shape change, now they have to roll a 6. Same thing with super senses. Same thing with impervious. He's a really useful piece in that sense. He's 70 points. He's 5 clicks. Almost a little steep for that point value.
Yeah.
But he brings some cool stuff to the table.
He locks down. He's a lockdown character, man.
Yeah. And
I could have used him again in a couple of our.
yeah, definitely. But he does have a 12 attack, 3 damage on starting
12
dial.
attack is really good.
Yeah. And he has a running shot of 6 range, 8 movement. So that makes him a 10 square threat with his running shot. Very useful. He's a good Superman. I mean, a Batman. if that was Superman, I'd be sad. But that's a good Batman.
Yeah.
He's got the Batman ally team ability, gives him stealth. Justice League team ability gives him a +1 to his movement. I forgot. The Justice League team ability gives you a +1 to his movement. So when he's doing that running shot, he gets like an extra square to move. So that's really useful.
Yeah.
He could cover almost the entire map with running shot.
Yeah.
What's his range?
He has a 6 range.
Not bad. That's 16 squares. 16 squares, is it? Or
No, that would
11 squares.
No, yeah, like 11. Yeah.
11 or 12. Yeah.
It'd be really useful there. What do you think, Kyer? You like him?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You want that Batman?
I mean, I wouldn't mind having him, but it wouldn't be my first pick. I want to hear what the Batman lore could do in comparison to him.
All right, so good old Justice Lord Batman. If you haven't seen the episode A Better World, you need to watch it. It's a really cool episode featuring the Justice Lords and how they're in a different universe, and they if you've ever played the Injustice video game, this storyline is like a precursor to that.
Which, fantastic video game. Great game.
Very great.
The story, the comic book, and the game, both great.
This guy's actually better than that one. But let me explain why. So he's got the trait Justice Lords. This is a really fantastic trait. When Batman damages an opposing character with an attack, after resolutions, you deal that character 1 unavoidable damage. If the character is not KO'd, then you heal it 1 click. Now, that is really good. I mean, so no matter how... So if he's dealing he deals 3 damage. So he deals 3 damage, that opposing character has to take an additional click. If they're not KO'd, they get to heal 1. So you are basically shorting the enemy's dial by 1 click. And for me, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really good.
His second trait. Oh, I love this. Adjacent opposing characters can use mind control, but only to target Batman. Okay, that's not good. That sucks.
Wait, so that means if you have if you have a character that can mind control, they can only use it on him?
No, what that means is that characters that don't normally have mind control can actually use mind control on Batman if they're adjacent to him.
Just that Batman. Any Batman on the board.
No, it has to be this one.
Him? Okay.
Yeah.
It seems a bit Well, I guess it seems a bit counterintuitive.
It's a way to balance him out, to make him because he's really good for his points, so they're trying to make him not as good. but the trait is called "They'd be so proud of you." That quote actually comes from the TV show. It's when him and the original Bruce, like they're having a battle, and the Justice Lord Batman is telling the other Batman, like, he's like, if you, like, in this universe, if we've done everything the way we were supposed to, our parents would still be alive.
Oh, that's messed up.
And then, of course, you know, that's when the good Bruce is like, all right, take me around town. Show me what is going down. And then they go around town. And then the Justice Lord Batman in the Batmobile, he stops at a red light. And they see this guy get arrested for making a big scene, like at a restaurant, for complaining that his food didn't come out right. And he gets arrested by like all of the Justice Lords have a police force, and he gets arrested by the police force. And then, you know, the good Bruce is like looking over. He's like, yeah, they'd be so proud of you right now, wouldn't they? You know, as a dig, he's like, yeah, mom and dad, they'd be so proud of you right now. You got innocent people being arrested over petty stuff.
Wow.
So,
which honestly, if I'm in that restaurant and you see somebody constantly complaining, I would want to arrest. Sometimes these
sponsor us, talk about.
One thing about this show, this episode, A Better World, is that it's actually been edited a couple times. Like there's a scene that if you watch it on Cartoon Network, like nowadays reruns, they took it out. It's a scene where you see all of the patients in Arkham, like Joker, Two-Face, like everybody. They have 2 laser beam holes in their head.
I remember that.
Because Superman lobotomized all of them.
He was just going around lobotomizing everyone.
Yeah.
He even lobotomized Doomsday.
Yes.
Wait,
I'm telling you.
how does that work? Because isn't Doomsday just a moving, killing machine?
That was Injustice Superman who just.
Well, yeah,
he all of his power.
Yeah, he melted.
Doomsday can be killed.
Face. No, he can be killed,
but he can't be killed by the same thing
way.
twice.
Right. Yes, that I know.
So he didn't kill him. He just lobotomized.
He just took out his drive to kill.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
So
well.
Wow.
So the last one here, we have Static Shock. Now, Static here, this is actually an older Static from the episode The Once and Future Thing. This is kind of when the Justice League, they're chasing after this guy who's like going through and he's time traveling and messing things up, and they actually meet their future selves. And Static is one of the last members of the Justice League that is alive. There's actually an episode in the show Static Shock, which is fantastic, where Static goes into the future and he realizes that he is one of the greatest heroes of all time. And it's just a really nice throwback.
So for Static Shock, you know how in the Marvel Universe, Cap and everybody like really respect Spider-Man. They call him the best of them all. Is he seen that way in DC?
I would say Static Shock is the DC equivalent of Spider-Man.
Okay. Yeah.
And for those of you who hate Spider-Man, you'll be like, oh, how could you compare him to Spider-Man? No, Spider-Man is great.
Spider-Man.
And Static is great too.
Hell, even Captain America says Spider-Man is the greatest superhero of them all. And that's just, Spider-Man will do anything to defend anybody he sees as true. And that's a great mentality to have as a superhero.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the core part of being a superhero.
And if you haven't seen Static Shock, like his show is so good.
It's great.
It holds even to now.
Yeah.
There's some episodes that even in this day and age, like they hit hard and you're like, dang. They talked about some real stuff when I was a kid. And I loved it.
Yeah.
So this guy's 100 points, which is really nice and solid point value. He's 6 clicks and he has a few different things that he can do. First, he has Boom Tube Travel. Once per game, he can use phasing teleport. And when Static uses it, his speed value is 12. And after resolutions, remove an action token from him. So basically, he can move using the boom tube, and he doesn't get an action token for doing that.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Well, he gets one, but then you can take it away.
What is the range of the boom tube for him? What is his range, I should say, that he can use that?
Well, he can move 12 squares doing it.
Okay.
He normally has like at most like a 10 square movement. So he can do it once per game. So it's really useful to get out of dodge, which is what it's meant for. And then his next trait is 10,000 volts of flying junkyard. So he has energy shield deflection and force blast as a trait. That means he'll get a +2 defense against all range attacks, and he can knock characters back with his attacks. Now, if static is within 3 squares of a debris marker, modify static's combat values by +1. So you get debris markers by destroying blocking terrain.
Okay.
And if he's adjacent, or I'm sorry, if he's within 3 squares of a debris marker, you can modify all his combat values by 1. So he benefits from destroying terrain.
Which they kind of show in the TV show as well, just how much he uses his terrain and uses the junkyard to help him out.
Exactly.
What was Static's sidekick name? The dude? Gear. Yeah. They really kind of worked together with that too, because Gear was like he was like a mechanic. He was just like building stuff all the time, and Static could use whatever pieces he wasn't using. So it's just, is there a Gear HeroClix?
I think there's a Gear HeroClix, or there's a different Static Shock, a limited edition one, who generates a Gear bystander. But I don't remember if they have the actual Gear HeroClix.
Okay, because if they have one and you compared with Static, that could be quite a strong team if he has his ability to create junk.
Yes, that would be really dope. So his next thing is he has a damage power, which he has for a few clicks. His first click and his last 3 clicks. It's called Chain Lightning, which is like, if you're a Star Wars fan, you know the idea of doing Chain Lightning is just amazing.
Yep.
And he kind of does it in a way that's very similar. So when Static makes an attack with more than 1 target, you modify damage +1 for each target within 3 squares of him. And after resolution, you give a hit character an action token. That is great. So he can increase his damage at least by 3, because you have the rule of 3 in this game. You can't increase the value or decrease the value by more than 3. So if he has at least 3 characters around him that are within 3 squares, he can increase his damage up by 3. He starts with a 3 damage anyway.
That's 6 damage right there.
And he can divide it up however he wants, and he can give somebody an action token at the end of that.
How many lightning bolts does he have?
3 lightning bolts.
3 targets. So
Yes.
you potentially hit 3 targets for 2 damage each.
Yeah.
Or
1 target for
ignore
6.
1 target, hit 1 4, the other one 2. However you want.
Exactly. You can divide it however you want.
Yeah.
But it has to be divided, right?
Yeah, so I like it because he gets that +1 per target.
Yeah.
That's 3 damage, right? So
Yes.
you could ignore damaging one guy. You could hit some guy for 5, the other one for 1 if you wanted to.
Yes.
That's the whole point. Is just you're building up that damage there.
It's a good Static, and man,
Actually,
I love
would
it.
you be able to hit somebody for the 6 damage and then the other 2 0?
Yeah, you can do that. You can divide it however you want, because 0 is a value in this game.
Yeah.
And then you can deal like 6 damage to one guy, 0 to one guy, 0 to the other guy, and give one of them an action
one
token.
One of the zeros you give him an action token, or the guy that you just hit for 6. That's beautiful.
It is really good.
That is a very. He's probably gonna get scooped up before it's your draft. I mean, I don't know.
Look, you take Static, I'm taking Supergirl. I'm telling you now.
Yeah. So we would have to think about that. That Justice Lord Batman is pretty nice too.
Yeah.
He's got a sidestep running shot as part of his movement power, so he can get around well too.
All right, we ready for the second pack?
Let's see what you pull.
All right.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you. Knife of Wonders.
We should probably create like a HeroClix knife we can go around selling to kids.
That would be brilliant.
Mom and Dad, why do you have that knife? Oh, it's for my HeroClix, Mom.
All right.
Okay, I feel it. Super rare, super rare, super rare.
That's
super
a
rare.
reverse flash. Oh, and
Oh boy, I see him.
You see it.
Okay, so no super rares. We got another rare,
Okay.
but you got your red tornado.
Yeah. And
This
but I'm actually, what we know as Captain Marvel, but we'll go ahead and call him Shazam.
I know him as Shazam. I know the original is Captain Marvel, but like we have a Copperhead. I thought it was King Snake or whatever it was.
Copperhead.
Yeah, Copperhead. We got Marvel, also known as Shazam.
All right, I hate to disappoint you guys, but this Flash is not Reverse Flash. It is actually a robot created by Brainiac.
Oh, we got Red Tornado, if I can get him out of the packaging. That'll be nice. There we go. We got a Cheetah, the Cheetah, that should be specific.
Ooh, Wonder Woman's arch nemesis there.
Then we got the Robo Boy over here with the robotic Flash.
And he's the rare. Okay. So let's look at Copperhead really quick. So Copperhead is another member of the Injustice League. He has the Injustice League trait. You roll a d6, you get a 6. You can put an action token on an opposing character 100 points or less. He's 40 points, 5 clicks. He's got leap, climb, sidestep, and plasticity for his first 3. He's got poison, so he's meant to get up close to an enemy and poison them and keep them from running away from him. Useful.
Yeah.
Poison is a great trait.
Oh yeah, it's free damage, and I love free stuff. What do you think?
Free is the second best F word, just so you guys know.
So the next we have let's do Shazam after Cheetah. All right. So we have the Cheetah. She has the Injustice League trait.
Definitely.
And then she has another trait, cat-like reflexes. Once per turn, you may re-roll the Cheetah made roll the Cheetah made for blades, claws, or fangs, or super senses. That's good. So normally when you roll for blades, claws, and fangs, you got to roll d6. Well, you can re-roll that if you didn't like the result you got. Or if you roll your super senses where somebody attacks you and it didn't work out, you can re-roll that once too.
So you should roll any d6?
Not any, just for the powers, blades, claws, fangs, or super senses.
Got it, okay.
Those require you to roll 1d6.
The super senses is the defensive, right? That's
Yes.
the defensive ability. So she can use it for either her offensive or defensive ability.
Exactly.
Or both, right?
Yeah, because they would happen on different turns anyway.
Correct.
And it says once per turn. So it's perfect.
Perfect.
Now, if she's getting attacked a second time, you can't do it again.
Right.
But it's really useful.
Hey, she is one of the original gangsters, man.
She's 45 points, 5 clicks. I would say this is the best Cheetah they've made.
Yeah.
Easily. She can move through hindering terrain without being encumbered. Very good piece. What do you think, Kyrie?
She's a great piece.
Great piece, especially for what she can do. The reroll is going to really come in handy if you know how to play your cards right and know how to really just kind of either get out of dodge defending yourself or go in for a good attack. Especially if you're like me and constantly roll ones.
Oh, yeah. So next we got Shazam. Originally called Captain Marvel until Marvel Comics got really mad. So now he's just called Shazam. But if you watch the cartoon and the episode that he's on an episode called Clash. He's actually called Captain Marvel on that episode. But, you know, DC's like, oh, we can't use that anymore. So we got to call him Shazam, which is what he yells out to transform.
Yeah.
So he's got the Justice League Unlimited trait again. Love that trait. And then he's got Shazam trait. So he can take a close action. Make a close attack targeting all adjacent opposing characters. Hit characters are each dealt 2 penetrating damage instead of normal damage.
Wow.
If Shazam misses all targets with this attack until your next turn, he has immobile and earthbound neutralized. So you want to bring him up close to a bunch of bad guys and then fire off that Shazam trait. And hopefully you'll hit at least one person, because if you miss everybody, he gets earthbound neutralized, which will take away all of his powers, and he gains immobile, which means he can't be moved or placed or anything. So basically he's turning back into Billy Batson, which is not good for him.
No.
But it's situational and it's not bad. And if you have good support, it could be useful.
Yeah.
You can play him at 95 points or 45 points, and he has hypersonic speed at 95 points with 4 damage, 11 attack. Come on now.
Kind of went all out for him.
He's a common. They're bringing that all for a common?
But it's Shazam, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta give love to Shazam.
And then if you play him at 45 points, he only has 3 clicks, but he starts with a charge for 12 movement, super strength, so he can pick up a heavy object, increases damage by 2, and hit you like a bad habit.
They kind of went all out for this character, but even like you guys said, making him a common.
He's a heavy hitter, man.
Yeah.
That's what Shazam has always done.
What does he have? 45 points.
You can play him at 45 or 90. You choose, but depending on what you play him at, that's the dial you have to play.
They tell you
him
what
at.
number dial you get to click him on.
Mhm.
Okay.
They never did that when I first started playing, and that's great because it makes a character very flexible. If you want to play him, you can play him on a later dial.
Absolutely. Okay, so here we got Red Tornado, your boy.
My boy.
He wanted Red Tornado bad when we first got this break. So
Yeah.
we got the full one. And that's an uncommon, right?
He's an uncommon. But this uncommon, I'm just reading his stuff. He brings the power. Ooh,
Oh, snap. Okay.
75 points. Okay, 5 clicks. But let's see what he really does. So he's got the Justice League Unlimited trait. I'm going to say that a lot because a lot of figures have it, but he has it too. He has another trait called Gale Force Winds. Force Blast. Charge and combat reflexes can't prevent knockback of opposing characters within 3 squares of Red Tornado. Size, multi-base, and other effects can still prevent it. So Force Blast allows you to knock characters back.
Okay.
And normally if you have the power of charge or combat reflexes, your character can't be knocked back.
And he can negate that.
He negates it.
Okay.
As long as the character's within 3 squares of him, he can negate it.
Wow.
And then, as a special attack power he has for at least 3 clicks, as a power action, Red Tornado can use telekinesis twice at no cost. That is fantastic. Because telekinesis, if you have some objects, he can throw those objects and hit people with 2 range attacks. Or you can use it to move 2 characters 6 squares. And if you move a character with telekinesis, that character can still take a normal action.
Or sometimes you could also use telekinesis against an enemy as well.
Yes, you can push an enemy back or bring them towards you.
So say you had Shazam on that team, you just telekinesis to somebody right on them.
I'll give you a little example. So you got Red Tornado here, and you got Shazam on your top dial here. Well, Red Tornado's like, all right, power action, he's going to use telekinesis. He can now move him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares. Boom. Okay, 6 squares. So he's there. In this game, you're going to count your squares like 10 times. That's what you always got to do. So you move Shazam 6 squares up. Now he's got an 11 movement hypersonic. So let's count 11 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He comes in, and let's say you got a bad guy right here, and he smacks them.
Actually, let's say you have multiple.
Bam.
And he does that ability.
He won't be able to do it with hypersonic speed.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because it requires a power action for him to use Shazam, but he could on the next turn.
But let's say he doesn't use hypersonic speed. Let's say the enemies are closer in, and he gets telekinesis right into them.
Yeah, that's another option.
Yeah.
But like Red Tornado can maybe give Shazam this huge square of threat, like 17 squares of movement here.
He just pinned those 3 characters.
For a 95-point figure, I'll do it.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
I'll do that. So thank you, Red Tornado. And then he can do it with a second figure because he can do it twice. So if you have Shazam and another character with a high movement, both of them can do it.
Beautiful.
Now we got the Flash. This is the robot, all right? He's created by Brainiac, and the trait is created by Brainiac. Once per turn, when an opposing character heals, you heal the Flash 1 click. Interesting.
Imagine using that Flash against my Wolverine and Hulk.
Oh yeah, those guys who keep healing, he'll heal too.
He's just going to keep healing as well.
He's got a stop click at the end of his dial. He's 4 clicks. He's 45 points.
Beautiful.
Hypersonic speed. And his defense powers, this is the part where you kill me, right? Stop. Super senses. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. What do you think about these pulls, Kyer?
We're kind of check out our live stream on Facebook for more detail about it. But in comparison to earlier with what the kind we were pulling, these are more heavy hitter kind of characters.
Yes.
We're not really seeing any support. We haven't really seen any support between the two we just pulled in comparison to early, which I think is a great counteraction.
Yeah, that's a good balance. First two boosters is a lot of support pieces.
Second two, we got a lot of hits.
Second two, we got some heavy hitters.
Yeah. So maybe the next two we pull up will be a combination of the two. Who knows?
You know what would be awesome is if in the rest of these packs, it's like all super rares.
That would be.
Hey man, that Fantastic Four break that we had.
Oh
we
my
had
gosh.
So many super rares.
So
Half the booster packs had super rares, and then we had the chase.
Yeah.
That was like 5 right there. 5 out of how many boosters?
5 out of 10, yeah.
5 out of 10 is great.
And we've only gotten through 4, so
yeah.
You never know. All right, everybody, tune in for the next one.
Yep.